So I've been using the new Microsoft Surface Book 2 as my main laptop for the past couple of weeks. The entry-level model, will set you back £1,500. The one I've got here is £2,500 and it can be spec'd right up to £3,000. This is crazy money and puts it right up against the likes of the MacBook Pro 15 and also the high-end Dell XPS laptops. To the untrained eye, it doesn't look that much different to the original Surface Book. It's still got this magnesium chassis, this fairly unique fulcrum hinge, which makes it look a bit like a book. It is about 350 grams lighter than the original one, and also about 5mm thinner. The screen doesn't wobble quite as much, but it's still not perfect, as you can see. You also get USB-C now, so it's a little bit more future-proof. If you're using it like this, and you plug your headphones in here, the cable just sort of dangles. I do appreciate that means you can use your headphones while in tablet mode, but if you're using it in a clamshell like this, it's a bit of a weird place. It might have been better down there. Also, why can't they charge it through the USB-C port? Why do we still have to have this proprietary Microsoft port? Which is a bit strange, but not really a big deal. But on the whole, there's not a big difference here in terms of design, which is fine because this is still one of the nicest looking laptops on the market. But really, the big changes are on the inside in terms of performance, because not only do you now get the latest 8th generation Intel processors, I've got the i7-8650U, but you also get a much faster and more powerful dedicated graphics card. You get the GTX 1050, which is the same as the one in the XPS 15, and not quite as powerful as the GTX 1060, which you get in the 15-inch version of the Surface Book 2. As I say, this is the 13.5. There is a 15-inch new version, which is out in the States now, coming to the UK in 2018. This is a fanless laptop. It's cooled through passive cooling. There are no fans on the bottom, which means it's very quiet and surprisingly keeps very cool. The trackpad's lovely to use. It's Microsoft Precision, although compared to the MacBook Pros, which I'm a bit spoiled by now, it does feel a bit small. Keyboard is really nice to type on, backlit, and it does have a bit more travel than the original Surface Book. You also get a 5-megapixel front-facing camera and an 8-megapixel rear camera. Both can shoot up to 1080p video, and I have to say the webcam on this is one of the best on any laptop I've used. It also supports Windows Hello. The quality is incredible. Honestly, compared to my Dell XPS 15 I was using, it's so much better. If you're looking for a power button on the side, it might take you a while because it's actually on the top here, along with the volume rocker, because after all, this is a hybrid. It's a 2-in-1 laptop. So if I press this button here and wait a few seconds, I can detach it and use it as a 13.5-inch tablet, which is actually surprisingly light. Now, as you see there, it does take about 3 seconds to unlock because it's an electronic docking mechanism, which means you can't just undock it if it's off. You have to wait for the power to be on. Personally, I just want a premium and powerful Microsoft laptop with precision trackpad, beautiful pixel sense screen, great range of ports, lovely design. The tablet side of things, I'm not that bothered about. And you kind of are compromising a bit as a result of it being a hybrid. As I say, screen wobble, which is not ideal if you want to train. And of course, this fancy engineering will no doubt come at a cost to you, which is why it's possibly so expensive. But regardless of whether you want to use it as a tablet or a clamshell like I predominantly do, it is a beautiful laptop. And honestly, it's so nice to use. The keyboard, the screen, the style, the 3:2 aspect ratio, which is great for sort of viewing content, especially websites. Not so great for video because you get letterboxing. And of course also performance. I'm a full-time YouTuber. Video editing is like what I do half of my life. And so being able to edit 4K video, 4K 60 video on this comfortably, which means I can take this out and about on the road and shoot whatever I need to do, edit it in Premiere Pro on this, no problem. I ran the latest Forza Motorsport 7 on here, and although I did have to drop the resolution from its native 3000 by 2000 and used medium high settings, it performed reasonably well. So you'll get about 4 to 5 hours of use from the tablet alone, which is decent, but then plug it into the laptop and you get to use both batteries, which means you get, in my experience, around 11 and a half hours, which is less than the 17 hours quoted by Microsoft, but that is for video playback. In real world use with a bit of editing, bit of social network, office work, I found I got about 11 hours, which is very impressive because actually the XPS 15 I was using, which also claims to have like a 15-hour battery, I tend to find I only get about 7 or 8 on that. So this is, for me, the best performing laptop out there right now in terms of battery life. So I can edit 4K videos, I can play games if I drop the resolution a bit, I can type all day on this because it's a beautiful keyboard, and the screen, the Pixel Sense screen, which has a 1600:1 contrast ratio IPS panel, is just glorious. That's the only word for it. One of the nicest screens there is. Obviously it is glossy, so you have to be careful of reflections, as you can see, but on the whole it is a stunning screen. But as much as I love this thing, I can't ignore the price. As I say, starting at $1,500, going all the way up to $3,000. So really, the only criticism I have, the only proper criticism, is the price. And if that's not a big deal, if you're putting it on your business, or you've saved up for however many years, then go for it. I highly, highly recommend it. So that is the Surface Book 2. Let me know what you make of it in the comments below. Would you consider buying it? Give me a like and subscribe if you enjoyed the video. And I'll see you next time right here on the Tech Chat. It says right there. On the Tech Chat.